Saigin works as a male escort, a gentleman who prides himself on making women feel special. At a party, he saves a girl named Nehir from falling down the stairs. They strike up a conversation after she plays the piano and sings for him. Drawn to each other, they agree to meet again in half an hour. But Saigin has obligations to fulfill with an older, wealthy client named Serap. Serap confides in Saigin about her neglectful husband and pleads for him to stop seeing other clients, promising to take care of him. She buys him a house and a car, revealing her deep emotional investment. During one of their meetings, Serap mentions her daughter Fulia, who struggles with insecurity. Saigin suggests introducing Fulia to his brother Kado, posing him as a friend. Serap agrees, and the next day Saigin and Kado attend Fulia's birthday party. At the party, Saigin encounters Nehir, who happens to be Fulia's best friend. She's upset that he stood her up earlier, but he explains it wasn't intentional. He finds himself smitten with her, and when he realizes her connection to Fulia, he decides to back out of the job. However, a drunken Kado refuses to leave. During the event, Saigin watches Nehir perform a song, and though he usually dislikes covers, her voice captivates him. The song reminds him of his late mother, and he leaves the venue overwhelmed. Nehir follows him, but he pushes her away, saying there are too many things to hate about him. He heads to a bar where he gets drunk and recalls painful memories of his past. Later, he returns to Nehir, who is also drunk, and he takes her to his house where he looks after her. The next day, they go to the movies, and Nehir tries to understand his hot and cold behavior. She asks if there is anyone special in his life. They exchange numbers, and he drives her home that evening. Later that night, Saigin returns home to find Serap waiting for him. He is cold and distant, asking her to leave. The next day, Serap confronts him after learning that Fulia is dating Kado. She demands that Saigin tell Kado to end it, but Kado refuses to listen. Serap starts giving Saigin orders, vowing to punish him if he ignores her requests. After she leaves, Kado advises Saigin to cut ties with Serap and be with Nehir instead, sensing that Saigin has genuine feelings for her. However, Saigin doesn't listen, knowing they still rely on Serap's financial support. One night, Saigin rushes to Nehir's side after learning her dorm caught fire. He hugs her, relieved she is safe, and takes her back to his place, where he cooks her pasta. As they talk, Nehir tries to get him to admit that she means something to him, but instead, Saigin confesses that his family home burned down with his mother inside. Kado had tried to save her but couldn't. Nehir hugs him, and they fall asleep on the sofa together. The next morning, Saigin takes her to her music school, where she kisses him goodbye, and he promises to pick her up later. However, Saigin's plans are derailed when he learns Serap has been hospitalized with a potential cervical cancer diagnosis. Torn, he breaks his promise to Nehir and goes to see Serap. That night, Saigin visits Nehir's dorm, singing in the rain to win her forgiveness. She eventually talks to him, and after he apologizes, they kiss. They spend the night together, making strawberry cake and getting intimate, with Saigin admitting that he misses her constantly and has feelings for her. Later, Saigin and Kado get into a heated argument about Kado's drug use. Nehir overhears Kado telling Saigin that neither the house nor the car truly belongs to him. Meanwhile, Fulia informs Serap that Nehir is dating Saigin, Kado's friend. The following day, Serap spots Nehir and Saigin together at school. That evening, Saigin thanks Serap for everything and promises to move out soon. He confesses that despite trying to stay away from Nehir, he couldn't, because he loves her deeply. Saigin begs Serap not to tell Nehir the truth, fearing she wouldn't be able to handle it. But Serap insists that he end things with Nehir or she will reveal everything, believing Nehir has her whole life ahead of her and doesn't need to be involved with the gigolo. Serap asks Saigin to hold her one last time. As they lie together on the bed saying their final goodbye, Nehir walks in and sees them. Heartbroken, she leaves. Serap explains that their relationship is over and they were just saying farewell as friends. But Nehir figures out the truth, that Serap owns the house and car. She thanks Saigin for not charging her and walks out, devastated, embracing Fulia as she cries. Saigin leaves Kado a message, sharing what happened, and tearfully confessing that he hates himself. He pleads with his brother to come home so they can move back to their old house together. However, Kado has gotten into a fight with a client and the next morning Saigin finds him dead from an overdose. After burying Kado, Saigin destroys the car and reflects on their tragic youth and the loss of their mother. Nehir watches Saigin from afar before leaving. 3 years later, Saigin has become a chef. Nehir and her bandmates happen to dine at his restaurant. They catch up and she invites him to her first show with the band. Saigin is thrilled to hear that she is making her own compositions now and doesn't do covers anymore. Her debut show, titled Imaginary Fireworks, is a tribute to a conversation they once had about her dislike for fireworks and her desire to write a song about them.